What's up, Twaggers? Jillian are here to bring you the noise. How's it going, Jillian?
I'm having a great week, Warren. How are you? What do you have for us today?
Well, Jillian, the first thing I want to talk about is the upcoming screening of Audrey and Daisy happening in the E-Lounge on Thursday, April 19th from 11 to 12:30 p.m. That's tomorrow, y'all. The film is a documentary that illustrates the impact sexual assault and violence has on families, friends, schools, and even communities. The film explores the cases of two underage young women who find that sexual assault crimes against them were caught on camera. If you want more information, you can contact Amanda Evans at aevans3@govst.edu or call 708-534-4379.
Thanks, Warren. That's actually really important information there. Also, this Wednesday, April 18th, GSU will be holding a food pantry fundraiser in the D Building atrium from 12 to 5 p.m. This fundraiser is to raise awareness of the GSU food pantry as well as raise money for the Northern Illinois Food Bank to help fight hunger. This event is open to all GSU students, faculty, and staff members. So if you want to help fight hunger one mouth at a time, please contact Jeanette Johnson at jjohnson35@govst.edu.
Need to make new friends? Come to GSU's Mix and Mingle game night and rub elbows Friday, April 20th from 5 to 7 p.m. in the Public Function Room D1496. Student Center will be hosting a game night event to interact with students, so bring your A game, literally. For more information, please contact Kanya Sledge at ksledge@govst.edu.
Coming up Wednesday, April 25th, Student Life will be hosting an event for the sexual violence in the LGBTQ community in room A1120 from 2 to 3 p.m. They will be discussing violence and healthy relationship in the LGBTQ community. This event targets the GSU students, but welcomes anyone and everyone who wants to check it out and support the event. It's only an hour, so come on out and bring a friend along with you. For more information, contact Lisa Cara at lcara@govst.edu.
Have you been impacted by sexual assault, harassment, dating violence, domestic violence, or even stalking? Stop by the Counseling Center in room A1120 to get support, share your story, and connect with other survivors. This event will take place on Thursday, April 26th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. If you have any questions, please contact Bonnie Simpson at bsimpson@govst.edu.
This Thursday, April 19th from 6 to 8 p.m., come to the Ingebrigtsen Hall for SASC Mentorship Mocktail Mixer. This is a professional event for addiction study majors and minors. This gives students a chance to hear from addiction counseling professionals for tips and advice on how to be successful in the field. For more information, head over to govst.campuslabs.com.
Next Monday, the 23rd, there will be a financial literacy workshop. Taking place between 4:30 and 7:20 p.m. in the Eggerson Hall, the College of Business at GSU are offering this workshop to the students and their families in hopes to teach the importance of financial knowledge to support the transition from college into their careers. For more information, please contact C. Mathis at govst.edu.
On Friday, April 20th, GSU is hosting a Father's Rights panel. The purpose of this panel is to highlight and discuss how single fathers actively participate in their children's lives. This can be both financially and emotionally beneficial to those attending. The panel will be taking place in the Sherman Music Recital Hall from 5 to 6:30 p.m. So come on out and show some support to all those single dads out there who don't get enough credit.
Indeed. Unfortunately, that's all the news we have for this week. Stick around or after the break to see what's going on in the world of arts.
Passion is what gets you through the door, wakes you up first thing in the morning, rattles your heart and stimulates your mind. Purpose is what you take with you, carries your work forward. It leaves a mark on the world. Purpose is why you persist. It lasts forever. At Governor State University, we take passion and purpose personally. We're invested in your forever. Here, you are not just a student. Your hard work in motion, a dream coming true. Here, you are.
As an international student in Governor State University, I see a lot of international students here from not only from India, from various other countries too. And there are a lot of chances working on campus, getting a job on campus and graduate assistantships, internships like that. So it definitely helps me a lot so that I can easily explain or share my knowledge with my colleagues. As an international student, I just look for a state university which is more beneficial for me in my future. Here you are part of a community.
I would tell any prospective student to be open to all experiences here, and also to just be on campus. For a lot of different things, you're not going to learn how to operate outside of a school or university setting without having experience under your belt. So being on campus helps you diverge from, formal education. You have to be able to mix both of them. You have to be highly personable as well as being highly educated to get any type of position that you want, or any position that's willing to get you where you need to be. Governor State is a big school, and you'll be surprised to know that every teacher, especially every teacher that I've had, has an open door. They're there for you. They're there to listen to you and share your experiences as well with the professors, because they'll open you up to opportunities. Here you are growing.
Welcome back. This last Friday, April the 13th, the GSU Gender and Sexuality Club held their second annual variety show, Friday the 13th. This year's show focused on performances based on horror movies and themes. The performances show the connection between horror genre and queerness, going back to the Gothic novels in the late 18th and 19th century. There were performances by students Jane Cox, Tim Benson, Casey Kimberly Gonzalez, Alexander Harris, George Pizzolansky, Brianna Jones, and the GSU tap dance members Tyra Barnes, Isabella Hollingsworth, Courtney Heinskell, and Autumn Price. There were also performances from non-GSU students Amber Binder, Amber Woods, Stephen Kins, Brian Riot. And here's a little bit of the taste of what you would have missed.
Boys, ghouls, and gender non-conforming mortals, are you ready to get Baba shook?
Looks like they were having a pretty good time. For more information about the Gender and Sexuality Club or future performances, please feel free to contact Jane Cox at jcox1@govst.edu. Coming up next is an interview with the president of GSU, Dr. Elaine Maimon. You don't want to miss it, and we'll be right back.
If your passion is to help make someone's life better, develop research-based knowledge and interventions, create a world rooted in a foundation of social justice for all, optimize movement and function, help develop a person's speech, language, swallowing, and hearing skills, heal the hidden wounds of addiction and trauma, transform the way healthcare is managed. Passionate, inspiring, and innovative, our faculty members are experts in their field and committed to your success. Gain hands-on experience in our newly renovated Science Wing, featuring state-of-the-art labs and classrooms. Academic and professional excellence is the foundation of our college. Every program that requires accreditation for licensure or certification is accredited. You've come to the right place. The College of Health and Human Services at Governor State University. Your life's passion awaits.
We're back, TWAGers, and we have a treat for you today. Joining us is GSU's president, Dr. Elaine P. Maimon. She is the founder of Writing Across the Curriculum and has written many books. Her most recent are a writer's resource and leading academic change, vision, strategy, transformation. She served as a board member for the American Association of State Colleges and Universities and the National Council of Teachers of English. She is currently on the board of American Council of Education and part of a group of outstanding women leaders called the Chicago Network. We're happy to have such an accomplished person here with us today. How are you, President Mainland?
I'm very well, Warren. How are you?
I cannot complain. I cannot complain. So let us start with your educational background. You were a vice president of Arizona University and the chancellor at the University of Alaska Anchorage. Tell us about your experience in higher education and how it's led to you to where you want to be today, like now.
At Arizona State University and at the University of Alaska Anchorage and here, and actually through my whole career, my goal has always been for students to reach success.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Teaching GSU as a four-year institution was your vision. So what inspires you to do so, and how does it feel to have seen that vision through?
Well, at Governor's State, this is such an amazing university, and it has innovation in its DNA.
That is very true.
And this is my 11th year here. And so when I first came here, the first thing I wanted to do was to really make it work as far as the community college transfer was concerned.
Okay.
And that's what we focused on first. And we developed what we call the dual degree program, DDP.
I'm actually a member of the
Remember,
group. Yes.
what community college did you go to?
Prairie State, actually.
Wonderful. Well, you were really smart to find that program. We're very proud of it. It's a program that has now become a national model. In fact, the Kresge Foundation, that's a big national foundation that invests in innovation in higher education. They are giving us funding. So this summer, we will have teams from various parts of the United States coming to learn from us.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's
how to
awesome.
do programs like the DDP.
That's awesome.
And we're so proud of it. We're proud of our statistics. And I know you're graduating just in a few weeks.
Yes, I am.
You're part of 85% of the DDP students who transfer to Governor State University have either graduated or are on track to graduate. That's something we're so proud of.
That is very fair. Do you have any other visions that you hope to see come into fruition upon your time here as president of GSU?
Well, yes. After we really got the transfer pathways working through the DDP, it was clear that we had other ways to serve students in Illinois and our larger community. Here we are the only university, public university, south of the Chicago city limits and north of Bloomington Normal. And the fact that we were not a full four-year comprehensive university was something that really was a lack. It was something we needed to address. So in 2011, the Illinois Board of Higher Education approved us for becoming a full four-year university. Now, we know there are many students like you who started the community college, the DDP student, the DDP program is something that works for you. But we also know there are many students that want to have 4 years at one university. They want the opportunity, if possible, to live on campus. And it was important that we provided that. So we got the approval to admit freshmen, and then we had about a little over 2 years to plan. Our idea was, we are not just going to do same old, same old. If we're going to be starting a freshman program and connecting it with a full four-year program, we're going to read every bit of research about what helps students to be successful in a four-year program, and we're going to develop a program that will itself be a national model. And that's what we did. And in fact, in 2015, we were recognized by the American Council on Education for transformation. And we won a national prize for an institution of our size. And what we developed is something we're very proud of. The fact that we have for our students in their freshman year, and this ought to be true of other universities, but we are one of the few where every single freshman is taught by a full-time faculty member.
That's awesome, that's awesome. Speaking of vision and transformation, in January you published a book called Leading Academic Change, Vision, Strategy, and Transformation. In that book you discuss the strength-based model. Can you tell us what it is and how it can be utilized in higher education?
Yes, in the book, I'm really featuring things that we've done here.
Okay.
That we've actually implemented. So it's not just, gee, this is a good idea, why don't you all try it? We've tried it. And what we do with the strength-based model, it's something that has been developed by the Gallup organization, but also by an amazing scholar named Shawn Harper, who's now at the University of Southern California. We gave him an honorary degree a little while ago. He was here. He worked. Did you happen to work with Shawn Harper when he was here?
I do not think so. I was here. I started January 2016.
Oh, okay. So you may have missed him. But in any case, the strength model goes like this, that the emphasis is on helping students discover their strengths.
Okay.
What usually happens, unfortunately, in education is you walk into a class and because people are trying to be helpful, they're going to tell you everything you're doing wrong. Well, if you start that way, then it's very discouraging. We turn that around. And what we do is that we have a full university-wide emphasis on it, where we help students analyze their strengths. Gallup has come up with something called the Strength Finder. So every single one of our students who starts in Smart Start, our summer fun boot camp in writing and math, will have a Strength Finder opportunity.
I think that's very important.
Exactly. The students will find out where they're strong, and then we can build on that. Once you do that, then it's so much easier for students to want to perfect what they're doing. And then you can say, well, if you just tweak it this way or tweak it that way or fix this way that you're saying lessons, so they'll do it. But the strength model is something that we really believe is the best educational approach.
So what do you hope that implementing this model here at GSU will accomplish? What do you believe will be the end goal, if you can elaborate?
I think that what we are striving for is that our students will then understand their strengths, they'll build on them, and when they walk across the stage of commencement, as you're going to do
yes, indeed.
In a few weeks,
thank you.
The students will be moving forward strong and ready as lifelong learners, because that's one of the things the strength model teaches you.
You're always never afraid to learn.
Exactly, and that they will be effective citizens. We believe very much in that they will have fulfilling careers, not just a job, but fulfilling careers, that they will have been educated. And you'll hear me say at commencement, at the end of the ceremony, when you turn the tassel from right to left, I say, welcome into the company of educated women and men. And that's the goal, for our students to join that company of educated women and men.
That's awesome. So what else do you discuss in your book, and who do you feel will benefit from it the most?
Well, the book is really meant to deal with some of the really big challenges nationally in higher education.
Okay.
It's a scholarly book, so it's based on the most up-to-date research on how universities need to reform. And so, and the beauty of it is that, again, we're not just saying, do this, we're showing how we've done it. So, for example, we're saying it's really important for the best minds on the campus to teach first-year students. But that also, if that's to happen, then there has to be some major reform in PhD programs, particularly in English and in the humanities, because right now there's a snobbish kind of thing going on. I'm an English professor, and I went to a graduate school where you're taught snobism in a way, where you're taught, well, gee, if you're really smart, you'll be teaching graduate students, and I call that the hierarchical fallacy. And so we're trying to break that down and to say that the most challenging group of students to teach are the students in that transition from high school to college. That's where you're really going to make a difference in terms of their entering the intellectual community. And so not only do we need committed teachers for that, we need faculty who are doing research on that. And that's happening here at GSU. Yeah, I don't know if you had a chance to go to Research Day a couple of weeks ago.
I don't think I have.
It was amazing. We had student faculty research projects that were featured. And one thing that was most gratifying is that we had research being done on our own programs so that we can then do things better and improve and, you know, continue to be a model for the nation.
I want to switch gears a bit and discuss a dark time that higher education in Illinois just experienced, which is the budget crisis. During this Illinois budget crisis, public universities across the state operated without state funds. Small universities, like GSU, were impacted the most due to what many would call a historical lack of global funding for higher education to begin with. So how did you keep GSU afloat during this financial strain, and are we out of the proverbial woods?
Well, first of all, we were in a situation where this is a very well-managed university. We have
That's wonderful.
People in our business area who are really very good stewards. And so every year we had accumulated carry-forward funds. And what we intended to use those funds for was for the major repairs that a university needs to have made. And now that's another problem. Most states give you special funds to repair the roofs, to repair the water main system and all the rest. And it's actually a disgrace that Illinois doesn't. But you know, we were putting aside those funds. Then fiscal year 16, when we were not getting any state appropriation, we didn't get a penny until April 22nd of that year, and that when we did get an appropriation, it was only 30% of what we had gotten the year before, so it was a 70% cut. So the money that we had put aside for repairs, we had to use that money to keep going because we were determined, first of all, that we were going to have continuity in our educational program. We were absolutely going to put students first. And so that meant that for example, with our dual degree program, we pay full-time people to be transfer specialists. You probably met your transfer specialist when you were still at Prairie State to help you make the transition. They spend 4 days a week at the community college. We continued to pay them full-time, no help from anybody. We continued with our freshman program with only full-time faculty members teaching freshmen. But what was happening was that we weren't able to use the money for repairs. And so now that we got a budget for this year, fiscal year 18, even though it was a 10% cut, it is outrageous that the state of Illinois does not understand the importance of investing in higher education. But what that means is that we have to repair the roofs. We have to repair the water main system because we've already had a number of floods, one that closed the campus for 2 days, one that ruined some of our library holdings and other things. And this is state property, and the state's not doing anything to protect it, but our Board of Trustees has said, all right, we're going to have to borrow money, bond, to get these big repairs made. So that is what we intend to do, but here's the catch. As we work with the financial agencies, they've said to us, we'll lend you money. You're a well-run university. We're going to charge you a little more interest than we might otherwise because you're in the state of Illinois. Sorry for you. But we'll tell you this, if there's no state budget by May 31st, this May 31st, we won't lend you money. And so the state has got to pass a budget by May 31st because otherwise they're closing off doors to us. They should be paying for repairs. They're not. When they go into a budget stalemate, they shouldn't make us use all the money we had put aside for repairs. And now that money's gone, they have to pass a budget so that at least we can borrow money to get these repairs made. So that's how that is all working.
In relation to the budget, back in March, the GSU Board of Trustees voted to keep tuition at $313 per credit hour. No doubt it's good that the rates haven't changed, but we're interested to know, why is there a vote needed? Is it something that happens every year, or was there financial concerns that might have put changes into tuition?
The Board of Trustees votes on the tuition level and the fee level every year at its February-March meeting. And so whether we're changing it or not, the trustees have to vote on it.
Okay, I completely understand. I'd like to switch gears again, if I may. GSU has a long-standing tradition of promoting inclusiveness and diversity here on campus. And I think for the most part, we do a very great job at promoting that. However, there is one thing we've noticed GSU doesn't have: gender-neutral bathrooms. Do you know of any plan for GSU to include these kind of bathrooms for the non-binary and transgender community?
Well, I'd certainly support, any recommendation in that regard.
Okay. Before we leave, is there anything you would like to add, President Mainland?
Well, I just really want to congratulate TWAG. I think that this whole enterprise is something that we're very proud of. And it just really is a joy, I must say, to see all of these talented students. I'm looking at you, Warren. You did a great job interviewing, but I'm looking at the whole group of producers and people who are going to be editing this tape and making it really work. And so I just want to thank all of you for being involved in TWAG, and I just think it's one of the real jewels in our crown at Governor State University.
Well, unfortunately, we have to end the interview here. I wish you had more time, but all things good have to come to an end. Thank you so much for coming, Dr. Maimon. It's been a joy having you.
Joy being here.
Thank you
so much.
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have today, folks. From myself and everyone here in Studio B in University Park, Illinois, you have just been twagged.